Good morning, everyone. Welcome to American Scousers Morning Coffee or Tea with American Scouser. It's a Thursday morning. Daffy is out in action. I got some good coffee in here today, too. And Audrey is back with us. What's happening?
Yes, how are you doing, guys? I'm doing great. Rainy morning in New York City. I love it because I hate summer. I can't stand the heat. So I'm pretty happy and happy to be here, of course.
I'll tell you what, I don't know why. Chicago was like that too, probably, but we've been to New York, like 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah.
And the first time was, I think we went there as a trip for like Jasmine's graduation, and it was summer. And it was probably the most miserable time in terms of the heat. We were literally like walking down, and we would have to go into a store or something every 4 stores, so we don't like pass out. But when we were there in fall, for example, for the fundraiser, it was just like beautiful. But one day got hot and it was miserable instantly. But it's a lot nicer out where you're at, Travis, right?
Perfect. It's gonna be like 75 today and sunny.
Oh,
Because that's pretty standard for Oregon. It's like that all the time. 70 degrees.
But with rain, like, is it like Seattle-ish?
Oh, I'm totally joking. It's raining and misty all the time. That's what it is. It's nothing but fog and clouds and stuff. But you know what? I love it, and I'd love to have a counterpoint with Audrey. But I'm the exact same way. It gets above 85, and I get grumpy. Like
85 is high, yeah. But I'll stop at 75-ish.
Disgusting.
85 is already miserable, yeah. Okay, let's get to not a lot of news. Obviously, the Leone news came out, so there's some ripple effects out of that. But I'll ask you guys what you guys thought of. Was that yesterday's game? No, 2 days ago. Tuesday's game, and then we'll kind of like look ahead to the weekend and stuff. Audrey, what did you think?
Yeah. So talking about Leone, I remember I was watching the game with my boyfriend, and I saw him like rolling on his back, and I was like, "This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad." And he was like, "Oh no, be positive. He'll be fine." And I was like, "No. This is bad. This is his debut, and he was just doing amazing. He's not. I mean, this is pretty bad." And I didn't want to be negative, but he was in pain. Like, you could see it. That was scary. I was like, man, how could be that's such a bad luck, you know? Like, why? That's such a bad luck. And it's a shame because he was doing amazing. And now if we're going back to the Gay situation, we have like 3 center backs now.
Yeah.
And hopefully, they don't get anything for the entire season, because it seems it's going to be a long-term situation.
It's probably going to be like, if like Gomez maybe at the end of the season kind of a thing and never shows up, because I think we said something similar about Gomez, and I think he hit the bench as the closest he got. But that's the problem, Travis. He was having such a good game. And you would only think that even with Van Dijk next to him would be even better. Something like Endo, and it's probably going to be Endo and Gravenberg probably filling in that spot when needed.
It's devastating, and I mean, I will say I'm grateful that his head injury wasn't bad. At least it appeared, because the way his head hit that concrete there, I was really concerned about it. But it is an ACL injury. It's 9 months. They haven't officially given a timeline. It's 9 months. He's not coming back to the summer. I mean, any complete tear like that, you're out for at least 7 to 8 at the just even remote minimum, which is really disappointing, because he was phenomenal. He looked like the veteran back there. It was a wild situation. I think Gomez had one of his worst games in a red shirt that I've seen, and was absolutely dreadful until towards the very end when he kind of pulled it out. But I thought Leone, he was calm. He was collected. He didn't try he didn't try to send the ball up quite a lot. It was just a lot of control. The ball went somewhere. He did a lot of first time passes. The great thing is, it's a bright, shining future for this kid. I think he's going to come back from this injury. We got a great team, physio staff at Liverpool. I think he's going to come back and be a real star for the team. I really do.
Yeah, that's the only thing with the ACL stuff. It's not a tear, I guess, from what I read, but still, if it's going to be bad. By the way, I don't know. It must be an issue with like either maybe like YouTube or something like that, that the sound is bad. If everybody's sound is bad, it has to be a YouTube thing, because it's kind of like a normal setup for us over here, and we can other really well. So, which is not so we'll at basically entertain ourselves. There you go. The international man of mystery is here. What's going on, Ozan? So,
Buenos dias.
Good morning.
Maybe it's like a YouTube thing. Maybe
Is it me? Is it my sound? Is my sound bad?
He said he's almost like the whole broadcast is crackling, is what
because
it sounds like.
I can hear you guys perfectly.
Yeah, so it has to be through like on its way from StreamYard to YouTube or YouTube itself. I don't know if it's the same way on Facebook. Nobody on Facebook has said anything yet, but yeah, I mean that's the thing. He'll probably be back. I hope he's back the same way. The mentality and everything will be back. I don't know, like the way he played, the calmness on the ball, the way that he was just putting it back into play instead of you expect like a first time center back to kind of like boot it away in panic a couple of times. There was like literally none of that. And I think we were talking about this yesterday. Like if you watch that game and I didn't tell you, you would think Leone is the one with the experience and Gomez is playing his first game for Liverpool and stuff. Like nerve-wise, it's kind of like felt like that, and basically performance-wise as well. But so moving forwards, obviously he's going to be coming out of the squad, and your guy Chiesa looks like might be coming back in there, Adri.
Yeah, I mean, it was what he did. It was amazing. He was all over and ready, and just like showing everyone, like fans, Slot, like listen, I mean, he'll work hard and to sacrifice whatever it takes for the team, and that's the type of player that Slot is looking for. So I was beyond happy for him, of course, and I think. I don't know if for Premier League, probably, and maybe talking about like a Kitike situation, it's a possibility to have him as a starter. I wouldn't say no. Um, but he's like not even slowly just like securing his spot as a starter, but like faster and like contundente, like I'm here and I want to stay. But
threw it in there. Hold on.
but like eventually I think like it's more about like hard work, so he could easily be a starter in a couple of months. Why not, for a Premier League game?
Yeah, I don't know about the Premier League game because I feel like the pacing and everything would be different. But yeah, I mean, he definitely is making a case for himself to get more minutes. And I think the advantage he has, Travis, is this is like for game 6. And I think the last 2 games is like PSV and Carabao or something like that. There's some games in there. One, we might be in a situation where we don't care about the results, so we might rotate a lot anyway. And 2, like relatively easier fixtures that you can, have him out there. You can kind of tell at times, maybe because he's kind of like over trying, that he runs out of gas, like he's like gasping for air and stuff like that. So, but still, he might not be a 90 minutes player, but I think he's made a case for at least being 15 minutes instead of like 5 minutes and stuff, Travis, in the next month or 2 over here.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the crying in Turin. That's or something's coming through there. Oh my goodness, what is this bad talk I'm hearing about my boy Federico? My poor boy here. He is going to start every single game for the rest of the season.
Yeah, right.
Come on now. This is ridiculous.
You were not even putting him in the Champions League squad yesterday when I talked to you.
Isak, who I say, but oh no, I am so pleased with his work rate, his attitude, his personality. It is kind of when you, as a fan group, get behind a player and you want to pull for this underdog, you love to see that he's giving it right back, that he is putting in as much effort as possible, that he's got the right attitude, especially when you counterbalance with Ekitike's wardrobe malfunction. It's an incredible thing to see. No, he's not a, as it stands right now, not a full 90-minute player. I don't think we see Chiesa start against Crystal Palace on the weekend. I think we see him. I think it's going to be an interesting choice for Arna. Does he put Chiesa in the UCL squad? And I think everybody has already just assumed, yes, Federico is in, absolutely. Once they make the official designation that Leone is out, the Chiesa will get that spot. But we are super shy on defenders, and we do not want our UCL squad to be completely depleted. I am playing the devil's advocate here because Arna has said that Gravenberch, Wataru can jump into that spot as needed. And so I don't think anybody is going to say that Reece Williams, yes, we all remember Reece Williams, right? He went away for a couple of years. He's still on the squad. He is still playing, with the B team. He is technically our fourth center back right now. That all being said, I wanted to get that out in the world. Chiesa definitely joins the UCL squad. I think I would love to see him play against Galatasaray on Tuesday. I would love to see the designation made. I would love to see him get some time against Crystal Palace. I think I put him above Rio in the pecking order at this point. But we're spoiled for choice on that point. So
I think we were, like someone was saying yesterday, that we cannot do until match day 6, I think, for him to be added to the Champions League. So he can be only there, I think, for, I don't know if 6 is included, but 6, 7, 8, or just 7, 8. But yeah, I'll tell you that you will see Wataru's brother, Wataru's son at center back before you see Reece Williams at center back. That's kind of like my guess over there, because especially Slot, who's a lot more, I feel like, tactical. He will rather make other adjustments and play Endo or Gravenberch over there. Then I think
as a center back,
as instead of like Reece Williams, because I mean, look, Reece Williams is a good kid, but similar to Nat Phillips, who puts his head everywhere and everybody loved him or whatever. But they're just not good enough on the ball, and they're not fast enough to be a center back on this team as a starter. I don't know, in any game really. I think you can like throw him in there. Like he's already qualified to be on there for the Champions League thing, but he was on the bench this game. But Audrey, who are you putting as center back if need be? If you have to pull somebody, are you pulling Endo, Gravenberch, Reece?
I don't know about Endo. Like, he's just better moving forward for sure. But yeah, like this is like the type of quality too that Zlat is using for a center back. So I'm confused, honestly. And Gravenberch, oh my God, I don't know. Yeah, we're not in the greatest position for a center back, honestly.
I mean,
But
honestly, we
yeah,
went back to where we were. I mean, Leone, no, we didn't know anything about Leone. He was just like an unknown. Now he's not even there.
Yeah, I know. But well, yeah, I will go with Endo, even if not even his natural position. But I think he's like he's just like filling all of in the checklist. He has everything, kind of,
Yeah,
in
I mean,
comparison.
he's done
with
it.
the
We've
others.
seen him in the preseason and stuff. And we've seen him during the season. Actually, he's done it. Ozan, even Nalo himself is probably not preferring himself at center back, I would think. But you insist. Yeah, I do not see. Yeah, I do not see Nalo or like ever making a start or appearing for this team. I think Travis, he has a lot. And honestly, everything I've said about Endo, we saw in one game over there. He's not good with his like receiving the ball with his back to the other team. I think he would do a better job at center back based on the game, though, because really depends. Because we talked about this in the preseason. It's something to put somebody there in the preseason where everybody is doing their own thing, like everybody is working on their own thing. Whereas when you play a meaningful game, people are going to target your weakness a lot more. In the preseason, necessarily people don't look for that. They're working on their own thing. You work on your own thing is the concept. But if they do see him as, Endo back there, you would think they would go after him and all the balls up in the air would go Endo's way.
It's a tough call. I don't want to see Endo at center back. I'd love for us to keep everybody healthy. I think he can do it. I think Gravenberg can do it. I think Gravenberg would probably be the better center back, but I wouldn't lose him in the midfield. The loss of him at midfield would be greater than the gain we get at center back. Endo it's really going to be tough. I've been Googling Endo CBD and I keep getting all these other crazy results, about marijuana for some reason.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know why.
I'm going to start calling him Smoking Endo if he does really well.
Oh my God.
Goodness. It's early. But I do think it is possible. He can do it. The possibility is there. I hope we don't have to. I will say on the Chiesa rule, it's actually the other way around. So we have until match day 6 to make that change. So
okay.
Yeah, once match day 6 passes, we cannot adjust our roster again. So
I wonder how soon they will make that. I just don't know. I mean, why wait? I guess because we already know which way Leon is going.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for like the official medical decision because all that's come out. Because I scoured the internet this morning. All I could find was that it's an ACL injury and no other confirmed information. Nothing about a tear, nothing about anything like that has been released yet. So until they get an official medical designation that he will be out at least 60 days, then they can't make any roster adjustments. I don't think we see it by Galatasaray. I think we will see it by match day 3, and I do think Chiesa absolutely gets the call up. I think we've got Gravenberg, we've got Endo who can slot in the back. That's not a pun. And I think, Chiesa joins the squad. Should we talk more about Southampton? Because I know we kind of diverted a little bit there.
Wes says if we use Endo at center back, defense with Frimpong and Kerkez will be way too short. That's one thing. I think it depends on the game. If you play a game where somebody's going to be defending the whole game and playing a low block, I think you can get away with Gravenberg at center back, and that enables you to get all 4 midfielders on the pitch at the same time. So, and you have now 2 center backs who can really build up play and push up and stuff like that if needed. And you get more height and physicality that I think Wes is worried about. So, I'm not discounting him, Dara, but I've seen him play. And we've seen Nalo play. I've seen Nalo play in the academy. And that's why Ozan always jokes about it, because I have not liked what I've seen. I don't think he's ever. He's a good kid. He looks like a good kid, but not as a player. I just don't rate him, I guess. And I don't see somebody who's not training with the squad now suddenly showing up at center back over there. It would be a lot more sense to, have somebody over there and come up with a tactical solution to put him there instead. If you have some final takes, Travis, go for it. Obviously, we talked a lot about it over the last 2 days, so I do want to kind of get over to the weekend if we can, but go ahead, go for it.
Absolutely. No. It's funny. Someone in the chat, I think, referenced Pennington. Wow, I love Academy deep cuts. I love it. I have watched some of the Academy games. Those kids need a little more time before they get a call up. I would love to see Nalo come back. The red card, that's devastating to a kid getting his first start. And I don't think he's recovered fully yet. I think the Southampton game was absolutely incredible to watch. Gomez and Endo were just notoriously terrible up until the very last 15 minutes or so. And then they both had one really key important tackle to keep us in the game. Chiesa's work rate was incredible. Ekitike, I think this is the best thing for Ekitike. I'm going to put that out there. I think it's the best thing for him, because if he's going to have those mental breaks, this is the best possible scenario. Audrey, where's my red card?
Who is that? Is that Ekitike?
That's a second yellow for you, Audrey.
That is I have Ekitike. I was just free Ekitike, free Ekitike.
Getting sent off. But if this gives, and it just got released, he's getting docked 2 weeks salary, so he does get fined. That is a standard fine for Liverpool for getting a red card. And so I think it's going to be a great learning experience. It's still incredible to have Isak and Ekitike up there. I think Gakpo is going to get his head right and start performing as the season goes on.
What makes you think that, by the way?
What makes you think that? Well, okay, so we've had, 6 games where he has been fair to middling. But the 14 games leading up to that, he got what, 15 or 13 games leading up to that, he had 14
No, I
goals?
got that. I thought you meant like it has to, like, I thought you were like drawing parallels from the Ikitika situation or something.
Oh no, I think it's
okay. I was like, okay, never mind. Go ahead. When you said Ikitika and then you said Gakpo will get his head right, I was like, why would he get his head right seeing Ikitika walk off? But actually, here's the thing though. You said Gakpo, so I'll stay with you, Travis. If Chiesa is playing, that you guys want Chiesa out there, he's most likely playing for Gakpo because Mo is not coming out.
Yeah.
And you already have two people in the middle.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is, I mean, yeah. Well, Chiesa, that's my relief, is that when AFCON comes around, we've got a backup. Now, we've got somebody who can slot right in. Gakpo has Rio right on his heels. I don't know what formation. I mean, I guess it's going to depend on the team. You've got Crystal Palace, which is a team that plays extremely strong from the right. And you've got us, which is a team that plays extremely strong from the right. And so maybe it's just going to be this whirlwind match and it's going to end 6-5 with all these crazy goals, and then Chiesa will come in and get a hat trick. But I'm really, really excited to see what our lineup is going to be. I do think Gakpo's not going to compete with Chiesa. Chiesa's going to play from the right. He did shift left a little bit during the match, but it's an interesting discussion to see. He doesn't start against Crystal Palace. I think we know that.
I don't think, honestly, he just played 90 minutes. So I'm assuming Adri, he's probably in a ice bucket sitting somewhere and we won't see him. I mean, if we see him in the Palace game, we won't see him more than 5-10 minutes, I would think, because he's a guy who has not played in a while. And when he's played, I mean, he probably played more in one game than he played the entire last month and a half, 2 months. So I don't think he's coming out. Ikitika is obviously out. How long do you think, we assume Isak starts, right? Yeah. How long do you think we get out of him? Do we try to get 60 out of him, or what do we do in the second half if he comes out?
So first of all, I just want to add, and I have a question. So you said the standard punishment in Liverpool for a red card, it's 2 weeks of their salary.
Yeah.
For everyone.
That. I don't know if it's a written
rule.
It
depends on the red card, right?
It depends on the red card. There's always a fine by the team.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to say. Is this just because of Ekitike? Because if it is just for that, I will say just they're overreacting. I want to just talk really small about this first, because even it was a stupid, yes, but even Chiesa said it was a naive move. You can tell even when Frimpong was talking to him, he was like, oh fuck, and it doesn't bother me. I think it bothered me more the fact that he doesn't looked at Chiesa and said thank you or something, especially for the type of game he had. But just taking his shirt off and I don't know. I think it wasn't on purpose and he just forgot and stuff. He just deserved maybe a chancletazo, but that's it.
There was chancletazo, yes. Where's John when you need him? Yeah.
Travis chancletazo.
Oh, I know.
Okay, good.
I grew up in a bit heavily Latin America neighborhood, and I had my friends' mothers. Yeah, they made sure I didn't talk back.
Good. Okay. Yeah, but we should just move forward about that situation and not trying. I want to think the best, and not he's a selfish little bastard, and nah, come on, let's just chill out, everyone, and don't don't overreact about it. What we'll see, and about Chiesa, I think he won't be a starter, but I would love to, because honestly, guys, and this is not related with Luis Diaz at all or stuff, and I'm not resenting Gakpo, but his performance hasn't been the best in the past 3 games. I don't know. That's true. It is true. And I don't know if it was Travis or you, Timo, that said that Rio is just breathing on his neck, because he's not being.
Travis is saying Gakpo is the next big thing coming up soon, back soon.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm ready
I
to
would hope
chat.
so. I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Do you guys know, by the way? So this is interesting, and I yeah, rules are rules. I think yes, and at 23, he should know better. I definitely agree with that. I mean, I know what you're saying, Audrey. I don't think I didn't, I didn't say what a selfish asshole, but I probably said what a stupid kid. It's probably
Yeah.
like more like was my reaction. And honestly, I did not even notice this. But if you guys go back and watch the highlights, because I was watching that inside the Anfield version of it, even when Isak scores his goal, the first thing he does is he points out like Chiesa a couple of times before he runs to the other sideline because and it's another tap in basically. And honestly, it was less of a tap in. Isak's was a less of a tap in than Ekitike's was, but even
Yeah.
Isak kind of like points at Chiesa saying like it's pretty much his goal, but then he does a
Exactly.
celebration. But this is in Wild Dead Wolf says this. That's interesting. Is that do you guys think that's why this was kind of started? Or I always thought it was because then one, you can have somebody who's not a sponsor in your underneath shirt, and two, you can people have like messages and stuff like that in their shirt underneath. That's why now you started seeing players just lift it and not take it off to show like whatever the shirt underneath is. I always thought it was kind of like a way of getting ahead of like political or whatever messages being done by taking the jersey off and wearing something else that says something. Do you guys think it's the sponsors? I mean, it's like I honestly do not know. And they're not going to come out and say, FIFA is not going to say, oh, it's for the sponsors. We put this rule in and stuff. But I always thought it was kind of like to prevent to, like other messages being sent or other companies being promoted and stuff like that.
Well, I don't think that there's an actual so it's to save us fans from being too jealous of their six packs. That's what I mean. I won't show mine. I won't show
Depends
mine.
on the thing. Like
won't
I
take
was
my
saying
shirt
that, like
off
when
in
Mo
the
takes his
podcast,
shirt off, more power
you
to him. If
know?
I had Mo's
When I-
body, I would never wear a shirt.
When I see, Salah take his shirt off, I faint.
Oh.
So it's for my own personal safety. That's what it is. It's to avoid head injuries for fans. For passing out and seeing. No, okay, but there is no. They've never come out and said because
Great point.
I'm sure sponsorship is part of it. I think time wasting was the original argument. Was that?
Really? Okay.
Time wasting. And again, I'm not saying that that's the real reason, but that is
I was
what
gonna say, how long does it take? Jesus.
All right, but there is to avoid political messages. You could say sponsorships. Really, I mean, if you get into the hard and fast rules, there is a rule that says you must stay. A player must wear a shirt the whole time during a soccer match. So there is a rule. Deep in the rule books that says a player must be kitted a certain way. And so technically it's a violation of that rule. I think it's absolutely, a way to prevent political statements. It's a way to, keep the sponsors happy. And because nobody wants to see a goal, or Standard Chartered doesn't want to, they don't want their logo to disappear when a game-winning goal is being celebrated. So I think they'll never admit it, but it's definitely influenced by the sponsors. It's influenced by the avoidance of political messaging, and so which is important.
I don't understand what's got you rolling that. Like the 8-pack, 6-pack.
It's because you got to.
He's just don't be hating, Ozan. Don't hate.
I've got a 12-pack.
Hate the player, hate the game.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know. I think somebody was saying it in the comments. I missed it. Oh, the Woodmaster was saying it. I don't know. I don't agree with this. Look, there is so many other ways to show personality and attitude than getting a yellow card. And if you're smart enough, I think the worst part is I don't think any of us would care if he played the game, scored the goal, even if it's a tap in. Look, we're not saying any of this. Like he should have run to Chiesa. He should have done this and stuff. If he just takes shirt off and gets a yellow card, right? We're like, that's a silly yellow. We just laugh it off and moves on. The fact that he already had a yellow and a stupid yellow to add that is what makes it worse, I think, because the first yellow was stupid. It's not even for a tackle or anything like that. It's just like stupidity and like too frustrated for a guy who just came on, kind of a thing. Like, why are you so? Just literally came on time 15 minutes. It's not even like built-in fries. I think that's why we're making a big stink out of it. Because how many times did Bobby get a yellow card? How many
Yeah.
times did Mo get a yellow card? But we
Yeah.
never really said, oh, why is he doing that and stuff? Because one, it was usually like at the end of the game or something like that. And two, they didn't get a red card. They just saw a yellow card. So it's like, more power to you. Go for it.
Yeah, the clip is there of Firmino pulling his shirt back down. He knew.
Yeah, there were a lot of times,
Yeah.
right? Like he would just pull it, fake it, and he would like, no, and then pull it down and stuff.
Yeah, but
so he knew, but
Yeah.
Mo famously, I think Mo has more yellow cards for taking his shirt off than anything else.
Yeah.
That he's done
more
on
yellow
the pitch and
cards for
stuff.
that than
Audrey,
Man United has goals
I'm sure
against
you're
them.
waiting for the day that Dom takes his shirt off, but
Oh, you can't do that to me.
No, I think like I don't know, when you were talking, I was thinking about Nunez for some reason. Like, because it seems like we always like forgive Nunez for their stupid yellows, but it's a different situation. Like,
Yeah.
he has like a beautiful soul and stuff, and like let's start from the fact that Ekitike is French, so it's not he's not helping himself a lot.
Yeah.
And it worries me a little bit, honestly, that because they're rough, and the French people could be really, I don't know, they can stand on their beliefs and on their decisions pretty hard, and like they could be a little bit selfish.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is a hint
Nothing
of
like
it.
some French bashing first thing in the morning, Adji. Good job.
Oh,
Keep going.
absolutely.
I mean, this is like out of context, but I dated once, like, I don't know, like 2 years ago.
Pure French? Like from French with a French passport?
From
Okay.
France, yes.
And do tell.
Oh my God, terrible.
Not
Like,
the
he
great
was,
lovers
he
they're
was,
advertised to be. Is that what you're saying?
no. He was pretty passionate. He was great, if you know what I mean. But like, but he was terrible, man. He was just so like, and like, this is what I'm saying. Like, like he was
Audrey,
stubborn as fuck.
Be honest. Was it Ousmane Dembele? It was Dembele. Come on, it's time.
Oh fuck!
Get the news out. This is a reaction to the terrible Ballon d'Or decision. Salah in fourth is the most insane thing in the world.
He was in the voting for Ballon d'Or, probably.
Oh my God!
It says the guy is showing passion. Slots. I don't think Slots rubbing his hands together at all. To be honest, personally, because I don't think he wanted to play Isak more than 45, if at all. He was probably hoping for a 30-minute appearance this weekend and maybe start against Galatasaray or something like that. But I don't know. Like I say, we will forget the thing. It's funny you mentioned Nunez, because I always felt like one thing that I really like about Ekitike so far was his maturity. Because we saw how Nunez started his Premier League career too, getting the red card and stuff like that, and getting frustrated early. And that's why it was kind of disappointing, because we praised here literally how mature he was. He didn't get rattled. He was very calm under pressure, even in that Newcastle game and stuff like that. So to see that was kind of like off. I mean, I'm not going to hold it against him forever, and hopefully he will learn from it. To be fair to him, he did release the statement right away and apologize and stuff, and I'm sure he apologized. And honestly, even if he didn't apologize, I'm sure Robertson, Van Dijk, and those guys probably let him know what they think about it. It felt definitely like Robertson would. Like based on the post-match interview, Robertson was like, "We'll talk to him." I'm sure that's not going to be the most pleasant talk and stuff like that. But
no, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, look, it's overblown in the media, and I will agree with Adi. Liverpool's handling it exactly the way they should. This is great because it shines a light on Ekitike, who we were saying exactly as you said, an extremely mature player. He's calm, he's cool, collected, but he's 23 years old. He is in what right now I think is arguably the biggest battle between forwards in football today, between him and Isak. And then you've got Chiesa and Rio and Gakpo, right behind his heels. And then, of course, Mo Salah, arguably the greatest football player in the world. It is an incredible amount of pressure. And so if this puts a little bit of light on his mental health situation, gives him a chance to kind of get his head right, get back together. And I mean, look, he was celebrating Isak's goal. When Isak scored, you could see right behind the net, there's Ekitike is just cheering wildly for the goal. So I think if it gives us a chance, all of these YouTube videos of like Arne Slot calls Hugo Ekitike stupid and boneheaded move, and it's all overblown. Liverpool's handling it exactly the way they should. I think the fine is not overblown and it's appropriate. They're handling it. Robbo definitely. I think he's maybe he's buying the team breakfast. If they had lost the game, he'd be buying the team dinner. So maybe he's buying the team breakfast and getting back from it.
I feel like, Robo is the new Milner in terms of like infused on the scenes. Yeah, see, like you say, like it's going to be agree to disagree on this game. It's never going to be praised. I mean, that's one thing I liked about Slots in the press match. He called it out. He called it as a stupid. He called it out as selfish because that's what what it was. The lad got the winning goal. I mean, no offense, you don't have to be a wood master. You could be a block of woods well placed in the box, and they would have gotten that goal because it would have bounced off of him into the nets because that was like anybody can score that. It wasn't like he had like a huge goal. And like I say, if he didn't have the earlier yellow card, we're probably not even talking about it. But I'm not holding it against him. I'm hoping he learns from it. He's a young kid and stuff. Yeah. But let's go back to the Palace game then, because I think somebody was throwing the starting 11 earlier. What do you guys expect to see against Crystal Palace? Like, who starts, who plays in the middle, knowing Isak can't go 90, Audrey, and your French boyfriend can make it. So who's going to be there?
Oh my God. Well, this is going to be, it's getting like for myself, like a classic, because of course, as you guys know, in Crystal Palace, we have two Colombians. Daniel Munoz, he's a winger, a right winger, and we have Lerma. And Munoz is extremely dangerous. Like he can damage us there a lot. He's our best player right now, I will say. Like after Luis Diaz, of course, but that guy is just great. So I'm pretty excited to watch that game. And I don't know. I'm dreaming of like having. I know Chiesa doesn't play on the left side, but I would love to see him like as a starter and not Gakpo, and of course Isak as a 9. But I want to share a concern that I have with you guys with an interview, and I just took a fragment of what he said, Isak. And because for me, he's still unshaped, and I saw him a little bit like struggling at some point of the match, like, like really bad. Like he left, I don't know who was just, I think it was, I don't know who was it. Like you could see him, like his co-mate running, and he was like,
I get you.
Like I can't. So they asked him if he was ready to start, and he said, "I feel good. With every game I played, it's very helpful and gets me in better shape. In better shape."
Yeah.
So that concerns me because, like, unconsciously, he's saying like I'm not in my 100%. But I understand also when is gonna be the time, Yeah. Like you're gonna get rhythm just playing the actual games. But that being said, I'm a little confused about he starting, especially because of the intensity of Crystal Palace.
Oh, Isak starts. Isak starts. There's no doubt on my mind.
How many minutes to get out of him? You get 35,
I know.
45, 60?
I think he plays a half. I think he plays a half, but here's the thing. I think they're going to push it, and you're absolutely right, Audrey. That's an astute pick up there. Arne Slot did say that he thinks it's unlikely Isak will be 100% until after the October international break. I think he's dead on with that. Isak, I will say, his greatest strength, this is my opinion, I think his greatest strength is his positioning, is he knows where to be to get goals in. I think he can see a play 2-3 passes ahead of time and get himself where he needs to be. And we have an incredible squad to provide the right balls for people. Salah, Verts, Gakpo, Chiesa, of course. And so I think we're going to see 60 minutes solely because Crystal Palace has Sarr coming back. It has Pino coming back. You're right. Munoz is dangerous. They don't have Eze anymore, who was I believe he was the biggest factor in the Community Shield win. I think he just ripped us apart. He's not there anymore, so that's going to be a problem. But they are handed that injury boost with Ismaila Sarr and Pino coming back. I think it's going to be an absolute battle. I think it's going to be a 3-2 Liverpool win, and we're going to get another last-minute goal, and I'm going to have 3 heart attacks because I can't take it anymore. I can't do it. This is not coffee. Look at this.
Yeah, I worry about this game at all just because it's an away one. If 94 minutes Gay or that would be shady as well, wouldn't it? Yeah. His position, yes, I think that's one thing, right? He's probably, but I do like both of them in that sense. I like both Isak and Ekitike in terms of their movements, and I kind of like. The more I see of Isak, the more I can see a world where he plays with Ekitike, because they neither one of them mind coming out to the wing or dropping back and stuff like that. But I agree with Adri. I mean, he knows, I think everybody in the world knows Isak is not ready yet to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I think that's why Ekitike kind of screwed us over in this scenario, because now you have to make decisions, and I hope the decision is not to kind of like risk him getting minutes and like, lose him to a muscle injury or something like that, but you still got to control his minutes over here. Mr. Moses in the house. Also, Isak is great in chance out of nothing. Yeah, I mean, that was like when he had that move. That's why I kind of like him coming out to the wing. He goes to the right, he goes to the left. Either way, he can take his center back, drag them around and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great problem to have, like which one is going to play. Unfortunately, we don't have that problem this Saturday, because otherwise it was going to be a really easy decision. It was probably going to be a 60-30 and then probably a reverse 60-30 on Tuesday. We're kind of like screwed out of that ordeal. Somebody was asking in the chat earlier, so I'll ask you guys that in terms of the lineup, because AR just, for example, throw a lineup out there. I honestly think a fully rested Mecca will start, because that's what he needed. So then who does not start in this lineup over here? Somebody was asking for Wirtz on the left instead of Gakpo, Adri, but who doesn't start in midfield?
Yes. That sounds like a good idea. Like Maka, like where's Maka and Salah and Isak? Probably. That I think, of course, Savos and Gravenberg. I think that would be a good idea. Like a better option than Chiesa, and probably he's gonna give him some. Well, if Gakpo is bench, probably Chiesa won't have any chance. I don't know, but
yeah,
I
would
think
probably
that's
be
a
Gakpo
good.
coming in. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So actually, forget it.
Wait, hold on. So who did you bench? Do you guys want Wirtz on the left, or what do you do, Travis? Who do you want in midfield?
Okay, so here's what I'm doing. So I'm benching Frimpong for this game, and I'm putting Sobo at right back. I think for this particular game, for the way Crystal Palace plays, I think Dom is I think he can shut down that side completely and force Crystal Palace to play on the right side, play on those channels. I think Macus starts. I think first off, so grateful that his family's doing okay. Apparently there was some medical concerns with the birth of his new child, and that was why he didn't show up for the game.
Yeah.
Mom is healthy. Baby is healthy. He will be back. I believe he starts. I think we see Zobo, Konate, Van Dijk, Kirkez at the back. And then you've got your next three is going to be Gravenberg, Maka, Verts. And then up top, you've got Gakpo, Isak, Salah. I think that's your side for Crystal Palace. I think we see Isak come off at the second half. And then Gakpo is going to get moved central. And then we see maybe Rio comes on. We'll see how everybody, like I said, it's always hard to predict what Slot's going to do because it is based on what's going on in the game. It's so great to have a tactical coach back in. But I'm going to call it right now. This is Gakpo's redemption game. This is the one where we see him come back because he has been in such incredible form in seasons past. He's adjusting like everyone else. We always say, okay, well, Isak has got to adjust and Ekatiki's got to adjust. But we got to remember that there are other players. Gakpo is adjusting to these new players coming in. I think that we've seen these little moments of near brilliance. I think we see it this weekend at Crystal Palace. I think he plays a tough match. I think he goes up against Gahey and says, hey, if you want your spot on this team, you got to earn it. I think we see Gakpo get a goal this game. And I'd love for him to be the one to get our stoppage time winner. You know, the standard stoppage time winner. You know,
are you buying what he's selling over there?
So,
Are you buying what he's selling over there?
I don't know.
Your boyfriend that writes back. Are you buying that?
I agree. He's a friend of mine. He's a coach. I think he was at the Red Bull team, but now he changed. Whatever. Thank you for watching. I don't know. I don't think. Well, there's something that's true, and of course we have like this lineup, like the starters, but during the game, it's just changing a lot. Like it's like we, as I think Chiesa was on the left when the goal happened, and he was just starting on the right. I don't know. Like they're moving all the time, and it's really hard to guess what Slot is gonna do. But I will go for my lineup. I don't know if Savos. I don't know if I will put Savos as a right back.
Okay.
Like over Robertson? What? Robertson or Frimpong?
Frimpong? I mean, on the right.
Frimpong. Yeah.
Frimpong? God, he was brutal, by the way, against Southampton.
Yeah.
That's a different story.
Yeah. So, yeah. Like it could be or not, but I'm not that convinced. I think he's just gonna go for the short thing and like his traditional like lineup, and then he's gonna start making changes to see how Crystal Palace is gonna move, and what's the game that they're proposing.
Yeah, I mean, when we didn't see Wirtz out there, you automatically assume. By the way, AR man, don't be spoiling, don't be spoiling Audrey's day over here, because we still are holding out hope. So don't be messing things up. But
no marriage lasts forever.
Thank you.
You don't know what's happening behind the scenes.
I got you back, Audrey. I won't let Dembele break your heart and then I'll leave you alone.
But no, I think I agree more. The thing is, the fact that those guys did not start or were not within the vicinity of the Southampton game, I automatically put all those people in the starting 11 and then build the squad around them, the rest of it. So I buy that theory in terms of what Travis has. But I don't know if we see a world where we almost play with like the 4 midfielders and then, do the Gakpo and Mo up top, kind of like we did against City last year, away game. This might be a game for that. And then that way you're not risking Isak, and then you can throw him out there in the second half if you're chasing a goal and stuff like that. But Matt says, will we go for a DM next summer? There's a lot of talk about like Wharton coming. The thing is, I think when everybody says a defensive midfielder, people are always thinking about like a Fabinho-like guy. I think we were just talking about it yesterday. I don't think
we don't have a Fabinho.
Like this team does not need a Fabinho-like number 6, though. It needs more like a Gravenberg type number 6, Maka type number 6. You got to be good on the ball. We see exactly why when you see a guy like Ando play at the 6 yesterday, just because of, like you have to be press resistant number 6 to be able to play in the system. And Ando is the complete opposite of that. So you got other fans over here. So everybody is like in line over here. Hopefully he's not French.
Everyone.
At least
Good
he's not
morning.
French. So there's not. Everybody is big on Belly, but like I don't know if he fits that mold in terms of defensive midfield. But for God's sakes, let's take some. We just closed the window, so let's not open any windows for transfers for a while. I do think Bradley does start this game, though. That's why I'm thinking with the 4 midfielder. He did not play a lot of minutes. What did he end up playing? Like just 30 or something like that? Why wouldn't he? He's a right back. When you have 2 right backs, why are we taking our midfielder who we need in midfield and putting him right back? As well as he's played, I do want. I mean, we gotta have a right back, right? I mean, you have Bradley, you have Frimpong. Frimpong was pretty darn poor. And Bradley, I think, comes back in and plays as right back, to be honest with you. That's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
do
going
agree with Timo. What's that face?
Yeah, Travis
Are
is
you guys
shocked.
out of your
Why are
mind?
you shocked that we're starting
What?
our right back at
You
right
are
back?
going to start Connor Bradley over Frimpong and Sobo.
Definitely over Frimpong.
Bradley?
Definitely.
Oh my god! Are we watching the same games? I was about
Yeah.
to.
Have you
I was
seen
about to have
Frimpong?
this. I was about to have this incredible, insightful discussion about Arne Slot going back to the 4-4-2, which he's only used twice in his career, so we can accommodate having two strikers in the front. But now we're going to have another talk. You would start Bradley over Frimpong or Zobel. First off, Crystal Palace is going to play a crazy attacking game. We're going to see them attack more in this game than we have all season long with the return of Sarampino and everybody else. And that means that right side is going to get pressed. They're going to push more left to counteract what they've been showing in recent games. We need somebody who can stand tall and strong against.
And you putting Frimpong to stand tall? You
no,
see
Zobo. I'm putting Zobo.
But again, but we're talking like I don't think, like, I think he's just more faster than stronger. So, and we need both on the right. Talking about, I'm thinking of Daniel Munoz. Really, he's tough. Like, man, he's fast and he's really tough. What said that Bradley will start?
Preach. We're agreeing way too much with Dara. It's getting really freaking scary. Because this is like days and days of like agreeing with Dara over here. Something is definitely off, either with me or Dara, one or the other. But I mean, here's my thing. I understand Soboslai played great. I want him in midfield. That's why I'm not putting it at right back. And you got to play your right backs at right back at one point. Otherwise, we have two players we're not using. And I don't think Frimpong is ready physically. It looks like, because he was pretty brutal against Southampton. I think when we see a new player playing like that, we kind of like give him a break. But either way, I mean, it was a poor performance from him. I mean, if you picked players who were very subpar, I would probably put Endo, Frimpong at the top of that list over there, because I felt like they were like really lacking. So I would rather have Soboslai in the middle with Macan, load up the midfields, and then have Bradley at right back. But we'll see. I'm buying your theory in terms of, but here's the thing: when you talk about the 4-4-2 and
so
stuff,
disappointed.
Yeah, he is. Sorry about that. But what are you gonna do? You know. Yes, thank you. Preach. I mean, that's my thing. If you didn't have those people, I can kind of like understand that argument. I just feel like you got to get, and based on the minutes, I think we have to do a lot of stuff right now by looking at how many minutes people, because I think Slot is making a lot of lineups based on what the physios are saying more than anything else, more than tactically. Based on what he played on Tuesday, I can see Bradley now starting. Same reason I'm putting Mac at the start, because you rested those guys so you can put them against. I would love to go to Istanbul and smash the shit out of Galatasaray. That would make my day, week, month, whatever. But at the same time, I don't think Slot looks at it like that. I think Slot, if he's going to do any rotation, it's going to be on Tuesday and not this game. I think we're going all in. And I think we should. It's the Premier League. Go ahead, Audrey.
But But Timo, like in that order of ideas, Gakpo shouldn't be a starter then.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
you're killing me today.
I'm hoping, Travis is right and Gakpo is due. But how many chances do you give? What I like about seeing from Chiesa and stuff is there has to be another alternative. Rio has to be able to get in there, and somebody's gonna have to get more minutes, because you can only give so many opportunities for Gakpo. He's becoming a little bit predictable. I wish he would take advantage of Kirk's overlaps a bit more instead of using him for a decoy 90% of the time. We were just talking about that, I think, on Monday night. He just constantly uses and wastes Kirk's runs, which is fine to use that overlap as a decoy at times. But Jesus, for you to be able to continue to use him as a decoy, occasionally you have to pass. So people people think as a defender, you might actually use Kirkes. If you're never using him and keep cutting him in and trying to get that shot, which I realize is a signature move and it works. 80% of the time, all the time. But I mean, when it doesn't work, it becomes very predictable to defend over there. No way, Gary. No, I don't think.
No, Gary, your guy. You know what? I don't know what's going on.
Gakpo, like you're gonna kill this guy over here. He's like
everybody is dipping. Everybody is dipping.
Gary. Gary.
Is today Saturday morning and I missed out or something like that? Okay, first off, here we go. I'm gonna give you 30 seconds because I know we're getting to the end here. Okay, first off, starting Bradley is ridiculous, and I will stand by. I'm going to call my boy Arna, and he's going to correct all of you. We're going to see Zobo start. It's going to be no. And I do think Connor Bradley is going to be great. But the reason that Crystal Palace has gotten so much better is they've really improved on their set piece play. Last year, they were not great at it, and they've turned it around. Their corners are so much better. Their free kicks are so much better. There's a reason they are unbeaten. We need someone like Zobo to be able to stand up and organize against these set pieces. For Gakpo, I'm going to give him excuses because now he's playing with people like Wirtz and Kirkes who are running behind him constantly. And so I went back and I looked at some of these highlights. He doesn't know what to do. So he's going back to his standard. And you're right. It has been predictable because he doesn't know if Wirtz is going to make the run. He doesn't know if Kirkes is going to make the run. Now they're starting to make adjustments and see how things go. I think that Arna goes back to the 4-4-2 for certain games. We may see it for this game. I think no matter what, at some point in the game, whether it's with one striker or two, Gakpo goes up top. He starts putting goals in the back of the net. And it's not because he's going to suddenly have a turnaround in form. I think he will. But I think it's going to be Kirkes and Wirtz are going to feed that left side. Gakpo is going to get fed. He is going to be hungry to score. He's going to get a brace this weekend against Crystal Palace. Mark it. Boom. Done.
That was more than 30 seconds. But in 30 seconds or less, I'll debunk the theory of Szoboszlai organizing for set pieces by itself. That by itself, I think debunks everything you just said. No, I agree with the second part of it. You have to start Gakpo.
Good.
I mean, Gary says Gakpo, he just got the rest. He didn't
Gary, get out of here.
You basically take everybody who didn't play on Tuesday and you put him on the pitch, and then you fill the gaps around them. And that means Mo is out there, Gakpo is out there. I think that's why Maka is out there, Gravenberg, Szoboszlai, Van Dijk, Konate. Anybody who didn't show up, including Kerkez. So you only have a right back to figure out and what you're going to do up top. So that's like the only slots to fill, I think. But let's take some early predictions. Adriana, give me a score prediction.
I think it's going to be a last winning, definitely. And I will go for... No, but Travis already said 3-2. So
hey, we could be. Let's agree on something.
Okay, 3-2. Okay.
I thought you guys agreed on the French. I thought we all agreed on the French.
No. My first ex-wife was okay. She was Quebecois. She wasn't French. She was Quebecois.
No, she was. Oh, don't say that. I mean, my sister used to live in Quebec like for several years, and they hate when they compare them to the French people.
You don't compare them.
Ever. So yeah, I will say 3-2 for Liverpool.
3-2. Man, AR is French, I think, because he's really over there jumping up and down to protect the French. I mean, I don't mind the French.
I'm with Audrey 100%.
It's Audrey that's talking shit. I'm just neutral.
Yeah, because he was shit, man. What can I tell you? It's my own experience.
As an American, I can't talk about any other country, and I won't do it. I will say 3-2. John Cattrall, I think I would love it if you're right. I'd love to see Liverpool get a shutout here. I'd love for it to be a 3-0 win. I think Crystal Palace is a much better side. I know a lot of people are saying they're a good side. They're a much better side even now. It's 3-2. It's going to be 2-2 for the whole stupid game. And then we're going to get back to the 89th, 90th minute. We're going to get another winner. I'm going to drink a bottle of whiskey at 8 o'clock in the morning and pass out. It's going to be unbelievable.
I was going to say, the game is really early for you over there. But
yeah.
No, AR, we know, man. You don't have to be like their lawyer over here. Jesus. No, I mean, it's okay.
The French are lovely. I will say I have met. They are wonderful people. Incredible wine, pastries.
Stop, Americans. Stop, Americans.
Pastries. Stop. They're incredible. They make a mean pastry. Yes. And great fries.
I'd rather be French than American.
Great fries.
Oh yeah, I'll go with fries. I'm sure we'll talk with the gang. Obviously, tomorrow morning we'll have the press conference to talk about as well and what Slot said. There'll probably be some cues of not starting Frimpong and stuff like that to talk about. Well, I don't know. He rarely shows his hand, but sometimes you can kind of read in between the lines on some of the things. But the Bold Crew is on tonight, so do tune in for that. 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. I'm sure they'll talk a lot about the game coming up as well. And then I'll be back tomorrow with the Reckless Gang as we talk about the press conference and everything like that. Thanks a lot as always. If you have not done so already, hit the like. Do the subscribing. We're almost at that 1,500. So spread the word. Spread the word. Share social media, whatever the hell it is, and tell people to get their butt over here and subscribe.
Je suis désolé. Je me donne français. I love it.
Oh,
what he said. Did you just order food? I'll take 12 those pastries in French. Is that what that was? Or?
I know désolé is I'm sorry. I'm sorry what he said. Like someone like putting him on the back. He said that.
Well, before I take my shirt off, let's go end the show. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye.